record. Got it. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I have my big old heart Valentine's Day earrings on. I have on a red sweatshirt. I can't promise that it'll stay on. We'll see how that goes with the hood and the getting it stuck over my head. So let's go ahead and start in our comfortable seated position of your choice. So whether that's cross-legged or kneeling or sitting on a cushion, whatever you choose to do. And start to slowly sway side to side, finding your sit bones underneath you. And maybe you do some rocking back and forth, trying to find that point where you're grounding down into the ground right beneath you. Fantastic. And then when you find that spot, start to think about sitting up nice and tall. So you want to think about lengthening your spine. You want to think about your shoulders being over your hips and your head and your neck being centered between your shoulders. If it's comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Let your hands rest on your knees or your thighs. And start to pay attention to your breathing. Notice if it's smooth or choppy. Notice if it's short, or are you already able to get into those long, slow breaths? And then start to see if you can lengthen them out. So think about breathing in for half a second longer, and then exhaling out for a little bit longer. Breathe in for a little bit longer, and exhale for a little bit longer. Continue trying to lengthen your breath, both on the inhales and the exhales. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Let your mind settle. Pay attention to your breath. Reach both hands out to your side, letting your fingertips graze the ground. And then on your next inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead so your palms touch. And then flip your palms, exhale, press everything back down. Inhale, bring your palms to touch overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to the right, bringing our arms down gently. Inhale, our arms up overhead. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. One more time, each side. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Bring your hands back up to center. Reach like you're climbing, like you're picking an apple tree. Like you're picking an apple from an apple tree. Reaching side to side, stretching through your side body. And now with your left arm reached all the way up, you're going to bring your right hand down to the mat and then continue to reach the left arm over, finding a deep stretch through your left side body. Think about lengthening, and then take a little twist here. So you look back behind your shoulder and then gaze up at the ceiling. Rotate, looking back behind your shoulder and gaze up at the ceiling. One more time, look back and gaze up. Reach your right arm up to meet your left, so both arms are overhead again. Pick your apples, stretch. Maybe you're climbing up a ladder. There's all sorts of different ways you can explain this. And now we're going to let our left hand float down to the ground, reaching our right arm up and over, further to the right. Think about pressing your right hip into the ground, stretch through your side body, and now twist, look over your back, look up to the sky, look behind you, and look up. One more time, look behind you, And look up. All right, come all the way back up to center. Roll your shoulders 3 times to the back. And then 3 times to the front. So I would like everyone to sit with their left foot in closer to their body and then bring their right foot in so it's on the outside. Only because you won't get confused when I say right and left now. So we're all going to pick up our right foot and we're going to hold our right foot in our left hand and our right knee in our right hand. And you might have some limitation of how far you can lift your leg, but start to lift your leg up. Hey, Marnie, welcome. Oh, I like your hair. She has purple hair. Lift, we just started a few minutes ago, you're fine. So take your right leg and now you're gonna start to rotate your hip around in the socket. Rotating. And if you feel like this is really nice and kind of juicy for you, you can try putting your right knee inside your right elbow and your foot, there we go, inside your left elbow. And it's like you're holding a little baby. You're rocking your leg, baby. This might be a small rock. Maybe you have a larger movement. Just take some time to explore. It's a little foreshadowing that we're going to be doing some hip stuff tonight. Oh, I should have said this earlier. If you have a block or two, you might want those at some point. If not, you'll be fine. And then slowly release this out. Go back to the foot and the knee, holding on, making a bigger movement. And now we're going to put our right leg down. We're going to switch. So now bring your left foot out, your right foot in closer. There we go. And grab your left foot in your right hand, your left knee in your left hand, and gently see, explore where you are. We're not in a rush. It's not a race. We're all different. Nice. Maybe you can get some circles in there, exploring it in both directions. And maybe you're ready to bring that baby into a closer hold. However you get there is fine. It might not be graceful, that's okay. And rocking it side to side, twisting, rotating, nice. And then when you're ready, open it back up to that hand on your knee and your foot, and then slowly put the left leg down. So we're gonna make our way into our tabletop position from here. So move slowly, coming forward onto your hands and knees. And we're gonna line our hands and knees up, just like we always do. So your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. You're spreading your fingers out. But now we're gonna walk our hands, one handprint forward and a little bit out to the edges of our mat so that our pinky fingers kind of tickle the edge of the mat. And from here, we're gonna move into our cat-cow. So it's a little bit wider, a little bit more of a heart opener. Open our chest up forward. And then exhale, lift your spine round through, coming into your cow. Inhale forward, opening your heart up. And exhale, round. Inhale forward. Exhale, round. Excuse me. One more time. Inhale forward. Stay open with your heart open. You're pressing away. Your arms are at a diagonal. Look over your right shoulder. Just kind of give your neck a little bit of a gentle stretch. Don't force anything. We're just moving it side to side. You've probably moved it up and down all day. And then come back to neutral. So bring your hands back under your shoulders so that you're feeling a little bit more sturdy. And we're going to flex our right toes. Keep your leg bent, and we're gonna lift our right leg up. So it's at a 90-degree angle from our knee. And now you don't wanna be pushing open with your hip yet, we'll get there. Draw your right hip down so that both hip points are facing down to the mat. You're holding your leg there, you're feeling a lift through your chest, And then on your exhale, you're gonna bring your nose and your knee together, or as close to together as possible. And then inhale, open back up. Exhale, nose to knee. We're keeping both of our hands on the ground tonight. So we really want to work on the flexion in our spine without worrying about our balance. I mean, we do have to balance on 3, which is still a little harder. One more time. And then we're going to keep our leg lifted up. And now we're going to open our hip out to the side and then see if you can make some circles going clockwise. So you're bringing your knee around like a dog, fire hydrant, all sorts of different things we can talk about here. But think about rotating your leg in your hip socket. So your body's going to move naturally with your leg. And now see if you can switch directions, so counterclockwise. But see how much you can do to keep some of that in a still motion so that you're really focusing on your hip. Nice. And now return the right knee underneath you. You can shake it out. Maybe you take a little cat-cow, a little side-to-side cat-cow. Maybe you need to come off your wrists and shake them off a little bit and then come back down. So flex your left toes. Lift your left leg up. Keep that 90-degree angle. Press evenly into both hands. So you want to think about keeping your little hip points pointing straight down. And now we're going to exhale, bringing our knee in towards our nose. And then inhale, open back up, lifting your foot up as high as you can. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, open one more time. Exhale. And when you lift up, you're going to hold the leg up there. And now you're going to make big circles going, starting counterclockwise. Yeah, there we go. Counterclockwise is the first direction. Keep going, getting into the hip, and this one will feel different than the other one. And now reverse it so that you're going clockwise. And it's more, it doesn't really matter which direction you go first. It's more just to make sure you go both directions. And then you try and go somewhat evenly. Nice. And now replace the left knee underneath. Curl your toes under, walk yourself back into this seated position. If it's too much on your toes, lay them flat. Reach your arms forward. Drop your hands down, flex your hands up. Maybe you want to roll them around. Sort of shake your hands out. We're going to start in some down dog. So your arms are going to start working. Come back down into our first downward facing dog. Keep those toes curled and start to peel your hips up. Pedal your down dog out. Deeply bend the right knee, just letting it come diagonal across. As you bend each knee, your hips are going to go up and down, side to side. And then find some stillness. And we're going to hold here in this stillness for a couple breaths. Think about pointing your pointer fingers forward. You're rotating your upper arm bones out. You're lengthening your spine. You're lifting your hips up. We're going to lift our right leg straight behind us, keeping our toes pointed to the ground. Flexing our foot. Hold it here. And now bend the foot towards your butt and then open the knee. So the right knee is up towards the sky. You can look under your right shoulder. Nice. Reach your left heel down towards the mat. And now we're going to make some big circles from our down dog. If it's too much, go back to your tabletop version. So rotating clockwise. Keep rotating. One more time, and then switch directions. See if you can keep your left leg long. And then extend the right leg back up behind you, float it down, back to downward facing dog. You can pedal it out here. You can come down off your hands if it's too much. And now float your left leg up behind you. Straight up behind you, flex your left toes down at the ground. And then bend your left foot and now open your knee up. Lifting it up. And start your 3 circles going in counterclockwise or whichever direction feels better for you, knowing that we are going to switch directions right about now and go the other way. Keep reaching that right heel back. One more circle, reach the left leg up behind you, float your left toes down. Pedal it out. Look forward at your hands and slowly start to walk your feet up towards your hands, coming into a forward fold. Nice. Reach for opposite elbows. Gently bend your knees. Let your head go. Maybe you want to sway side to side. Keep your knees bent so you're getting a stretch up the back of your legs, around your hips, through your back, all the way down to the top of your head. And then release your fingers, press into the mat with your feet, and start to roll up one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up to your standing position. Beautiful. All right. Take a moment, close your eyes, see if you can find your balance on 2 legs. See if you can feel your toes, your heels. You can adjust your feet. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Take a long inhale. And then exhale everything out. We're going to inhale, bring our arms all the way up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hands on your thighs or your shins, coming into that number 7 position, and then exhale, back down. Plant your hands, step back with your right foot, step back with your left foot. We're in plank. Hold here for a breath cycle. Feel yourself warming up, building strength, and then lower all the way down to your belly. So maybe it's knees, chest, chin, maybe it's straight down in a push-up position till you come all the way down. Adjust your hands if you need to. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale your forward head back down to the mat. And then curl your toes and either go back up to plank or come through tabletop to plank. Hold here and lift your hips for downward facing dog. Hold this down dog for a few breaths. You can make it a moving dog or you can make it a still dog. It's up to you. And now look forward at your hands and slowly walk your feet all the way back up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Bring your hands to heart center. So from our standing position, we're going to lift our right heel, keeping the balls of our feet on the ground, and we're going to open our right knee out. So it's a very supported tree pose. Stand here, find your balance. It's hard even here. If you're ready, reach your arms up. And then bring your hands back down, lower your right heel, come up onto the ball of your left foot, turn your knee out. See if it feels different on this side. If you're ready, reach your arms up. And then bring your hands down, knee to the front, lower your foot back down. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, hands on your shins or your thighs. Exhale, fold forward, step back to plank. We're gonna hold plank for 1 breath cycle. You can do it. And now lower all the way down, either holding onto your plank position or drop your knees. Stomach all the way on the mat. Inhale, coming into your baby cobra. Exhale, back down. Curl your toes, lift straight back up to plank or come up on your knees to half plank to plank or through tabletop. One more breath here. Now lift your hips, downward facing dog. Make sure when you transition, or be aware when you transition from your plank to your down dog, that you're using your core and your hips to lift and lengthen, and that you're not pushing too much through your hands and your shoulders. On your next exhale, start to walk your feet back up to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up, palms touch, and bring your hands down to heart center. So now we're going to lift our right heel. We're going to lift our right toes up off the ground. Open our right knee out to the side, and then see if you can plant your right foot on your left calf. Now you can always go to the stop before if you're not ready for this. And if you want, reach your arms up. Think about lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Find something that's not moving to help you with your balance. Bring your hands back down, return your right foot. Shift the weight just ever so slightly. Come up on the ball of the left foot. Turn the left knee out. Lift it up, plant the foot. Any way you get there is fine. The goal is to get here for the end. Left foot is planted on your calf. Woo! Getting a little, there we go. Reach your arms up. Find something that's not moving. One more breath. And then bring your hands back down. Return your foot. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. You can lower all the way down to your belly, or maybe you're ready to go halfway down. Untuck your toes, coming into upward facing dog. Return to plank. And then from plank, think about lifting with your lower belly and your hips. And the rest of your upper body goes along for the ride. Take a breath here. Think about lengthening your spine. And then look forward at your hands, and you can float or take maybe one big step or lots of little steps. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, palms touch overhead. Bring your hands down to heart center. Let's try full tree this time. So take a moment, find your balance. Get something to balance with, a wall, a chair, whatever you have. And now think about lifting your right heel up off the ground. And now you can float your right knee up to maybe hip height, maybe a little bit lower. And if you feel balanced here, think about opening your leg out to the right. And now you can place your foot below or above your knee, but not on your knee, okay? That's very important. You don't want to be putting pressure on the side of your knee. So as you make this connection, you should think about your left leg pressing into your foot just as much as you think about your foot pressing into your leg. Think about your tailbone lengthening down and the front body is lifting up. Keep breathing. If you're balanced here, you can try lifting your arms up to the sky. And if you really ever want the challenge, try closing your eyes. It messes you up, but it's fun in a scary sort of way. One more breath wherever you are, and then bring your hands to heart center. Release your foot, return it to the ground. Take a few breaths in case you were holding your breath, which you shouldn't have been, but it happens. And then lift your left heel. Lift your left knee. So this is the beginning of the balance. So before you move on, check in with yourself here. Now open your knee out to the left and then bring your foot in to connect to your right leg, whether it's your ankle, your calf, or above the knee. And once you get this connection, Press the right foot against the left leg, or sorry, press the left foot against the right leg, and make sure that you're pressing against each other. Lengthen your tailbone down. Think about growing up. And then if you're ready, lift your arms up overhead. Beautiful. So amazing how one side is so different from the other. Relax your shoulders. And then bring your hands down to heart center. Turn the knee forward. Return the foot to the ground. Come back to the front of your mat if you had taken a walk or moved like me or anyone else. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step just your right leg back. So we're in our low lunge. We're going to take a moment here, letting the front of our hip open now. So we've done a lot of side opening hip. And if you can, and if you're interested, you can always put your right knee down if you want to. Start thinking about rolling up, coming into your high lunge. So you got to stretch through the front of your right hip. Make sure your left knee is over your left ankle. You can always bring your hands to your waist or reach them up. And then float your fingertips down. Plant your right hand, twist up to the left. Lower the left arm down. Step back to plank. Choose your vinyasa. So we've done knees, chest, chin. We've done belly all the way down. We have done halfway, baby cobras, upward facing dogs, whatever. Or maybe you're done and you're like, that's enough. I'm just going to meet you all in that downward facing dog. And then step your right foot up between your hands. So you're in your low lunge with the other leg forward. Nice. Hold here. Roll up into your high lunge if that is of interest. Reaching your arms up. You're thinking about squaring your hips, stretching through the front of your left hip. Nice. Balancing here, tailbone lengthening down. One more breath. And then float your fingers down. Bring your left foot up to meet the right. You are back in forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale your hands down. Take another moment, if it's comfortable for you, to close your eyes. Press your heels, your toes, the sides of your feet into the mat. Take an evaluation of how your body's feeling. And then when you're ready, we'll all move on together. So inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Choose your version of your vinyasa. And then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Reach your head in between your arms. Maybe you shake your head a little yes or no. And then float your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, open your hip up to the ceiling. And then draw your left knee all the way in towards your chest, coming into your hovering plank. And slide your left foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn your right foot down. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Roll yourself carefully up, all the way up to your warrior one. Nice. Once you're here, check your arms. If you can't get them up by your ears, open them so you're comfortable. Straighten your front leg. Exhale, bend your front knee, sit a little bit lower. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Then we're going to open, twist, open into your warrior two. Beautiful. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back. Peaceful warrior. Breathe here. You're pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. You're stretching through your left side body. Sit a little bit deeper. Nice. And then we're going to cartwheel our hands all the way down, but we're going to shift our weight and lift our right leg into warrior three. So if you want to pause in your low lunge here, and then shift your weight into your left leg, coming into a supported warrior three. So your hands are on the floor or on the blocks. Flex your right foot. Think about pointing your toes towards the ground. Your left knee is a little bent for comfort. And then bend your left knee even more. We're going to land back in low lunge. Lift up to high lunge. Exhale, bring it all down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. You can open the window if you want.
No, I wanted to check.
Oh, you're just. And from downward facing dog, we'll float our right foot up. Bend the right knee, open the knee up to the ceiling, reaching your left heel down, find that big hip opener. And then draw the right knee all the way forward towards the nose. Float the right foot up between the hands, low lunge. Turn the left foot down, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. When you're ready, roll yourself up, coming into your warrior one. Arms are up and open, shoulders are relaxed. And then inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, strengthen. And exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, down. And then open to the left, coming into your warrior two. Extend your arms away from you. Think about bending your right knee a little bit more. Opening through the hip. Turn your right palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Sit down. Nice. Feel the stretch through your right side body. And now we're going to cartwheel our hands down to our low lunge. From our low lunge, we're going to shift our weight into our right leg, lifting our left leg into our warrior three. So your hands are on the floor or on blocks or couch or dog or whatever. Flex your left foot. One more breath here. And then softly bend your right knee, knowing that your left foot is going to find the ground. It is there. Reach your arms out and up, coming back into high lunge. And then exhale all the way down. Step back to plank. You can take a vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and we will all meet in downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. You can come into child's pose if you need to rest. Float your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, open the hip up. Reaching your right foot down, knee up to the ceiling. And then draw the knee all the way towards your nose, coming into your hovering plank. Continue floating the left foot up between your palms. Turn your right heel down. Roll yourself up to your warrior one. Straighten your right leg. Sorry, that's your left leg. And then back down. Straighten, maybe you're ready to gaze up a little bit, and then exhale back down. Lengthen up. Exhale down. Turn to your right, opening into your warrior two, finding your power. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Maybe you bring your right hand behind your back, coming into a half bound peaceful warrior, just for something different. Straighten your left leg, coming into your peaceful triangle. And then open your arms, reaching towards the left, coming all the way into triangle. Beautiful. And from here, we're gonna bring our right hand down, hands on either side of the left foot coming into our low lunge. Walk our hands forward, come into warrior three. Maybe you're ready to float your hands behind you or bring them to heart center. Of course, you can always keep them on the ground. And then bending your left knee, coming back into your high lunge, maybe in one smooth movement. Exhale your hands all the way down, step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Take your time, move with your breath, and we will all meet in downward facing dog. Put the right foot up behind you, bend the right knee, point it up to the ceiling, opening your hip. Draw the right knee all the way in towards the nose, over here. Float the right foot up between your hands. You're coming into warrior one. Press your left foot down. Roll on up, warrior one. Straighten your front leg. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back into your warrior one. Turn to the left, opening into your warrior two. Pressing into your right foot. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Maybe you make a little bit more of a bind by bringing your left arm behind you to your right hip. Breathe here. Straighten your right leg, coming into peaceful triangle. And then open your arms up. Reach to the right and come all the way down into triangle. Feel the opening through your hips and your chest. You okay? And then bring your hands all the way down, framing your right foot, coming into a low lunge, lifting up into a warrior three. Maybe you're ready to float your hands behind you or bring them to heart center. One more breath here. Then bend your right foot, coming straight into your high lunge, maybe. And then float your hands down, step into plank, go through your version of your vinyasa. Or maybe you go straight to down dog, or maybe you're taking a child's pose. Back to down dog, which is where we will all meet. One more round. Lift the left leg up behind you, bend the left knee, open the hip. Left knee up to the ceiling. Draw the left knee into the chest towards the nose. Float the left foot up between your hands. Turn your right foot down, roll on up, warrior one. Straighten your right leg and bend your right knee. Inhale, straighten. Maybe you're taking a little bit of a back bend this round. Exhale, float back down. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back to warrior one. Twist and open to the right, coming into your warrior two. Reach your arms away from you. Think about making sure that your left knee is over your left ankle. Reach the arms out. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. You can take that half bind again if you enjoyed exploring that. And then straighten your left leg for peaceful triangle. Engaging through your core, you find the strength to lift you up. Extend your arms all the way down into triangle. Left hand on the mat or on your left shin or on a block, reaching your right arm up to the sky. Now, without coming into low lunge, maybe you can twist your upper body, placing one hand on either side and come into your warrior three. Or maybe you go back through that low lunge because you liked having that stopping point. If you want to try a little something different this time, think about your left hand coming out. Open your right hip up to the side. Flex your right foot. So it's a very supported half moon right now. If you're feeling adventurous, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, coming into a full half moon. Nice. Bring your right hand down. Let your right foot come behind you. You're backing your low lunge. Hang out here for a moment. Catch your breath. You did that. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. All right. This is it. Catch your breath. Lift your hips up. Lift your right leg up behind you. Bend your right knee. Open your hip up to the ceiling. Feel that big opening twist. And then draw your right knee in towards your chest, towards your nose. Hover here. And then slide the right foot up between your hands. Turn your left foot down. Roll on up to warrior one. Reach your arms up. Straighten your right leg. And bend back down. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, back down. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, back down. Open to the left. Reaching your fingers out to the side. Make sure your right knee is over your right ankle. Turn your right palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Bringing your left hand behind you for that half bind if that interests you. Take another breath here. Straighten your right leg. Peaceful triangle. And then extend your arms out, finding strength from your core. Reach your right hand forward, down to the ground or a block or your shin, and stretch your left arm up. Nice. That looks great. And then from here, you can twist your torso, keeping your legs straight, reach your arms forward and float into your warrior three. Or go back through your low lunge and build yourself back up to your warrior three. This is all about experimenting, seeing how we can get there. Maybe you want to plant your right hand down and start to open your left hip up, flexing your left foot. And then if you want to explore half moon, lift your left arm up towards the sky, coming into a half moon balance. Nice. Beautiful. And then let your left hand come down, step back to low lunge, and stay here. Catch your breath. Step back to plank. Your choice if you take another vinyasa, this will be the last one. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. So float your left leg up behind you, open your left knee, feel that big opening through your hip, and then bring your left knee towards your left wrist to come into pigeon. Straighten your right leg behind you, look over your right shoulder. And when you're ready, slowly lower onto your forearms. If you need a cushion or something under your left hip, go ahead and take that. And if pigeon isn't good for you, you can definitely do a reclined figure four. That is an excellent option. And when you're ready, bring your head as far down as you can, whether that's resting it on a block or on your hands. Let your breath start to slow down. We're going to stay here for a little bit so you can decompress. Not going to make you balance anymore. Let your hips soften. Maybe they open a little bit more. Maybe you can bring your right leg back a little bit more. And just let everything go. Start to make your way back up onto your armpits. Onto your forearms, sorry. Pressing into your hands, and then roll onto your left hip. Bring your right leg all the way around, coming into a seated twist. So your right leg is over your left. Sit up nice and tall. Hook your left elbow around your right knee, and then swim your right arm behind you, looking over your shoulder. Big inhale. Long, slow exhale. And then come back through center, counter twist both arms to the left. Maybe you bend forward a little bit. And then swing your right leg behind, stepping yourself back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out. Float your right leg up behind you, bend your right knee, open your hip, look under your right elbow or armpit. And then draw your right knee towards your right wrist, coming into pigeon on the other side. Extend your left leg behind you, check over your left shoulder that leg is straight, that your foot isn't shaped like a banana. And when you're ready, slowly make your way onto your forearms, taking your time. We don't want to just boom down right away. So slowly move from upright to your reclined position. Even if it's really easy for you, you still want to take some time being gentle. If you need to put a pillow or something under your right hip, go ahead and do that. Stack your hands, let your forehead rest on your hands if your head doesn't make it all the way down to the mat. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Let your neck relax. Maybe open and close your jaw a little bit. See if you can release that tension between your eyebrows. And then start to slowly come back up onto your forearms, all the way up onto your hands. Roll onto your right hip, swing your left leg slowly around, crossing it over the right. Bring your right elbow towards your left knee, and then swim your left arm behind you. Looking over your shoulder, coming into your twist. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe here. One more breath. And then bring both arms over to the right, coming into your counter twist. Nice. And then press yourself back up. You're going to bring both feet out onto the mat in front of you with your knees facing up to the ceiling. Hug behind your thighs and see if you can drape your upper body over your knees. So I want you to see if you can let your shoulders rest. You really relax, let go. Think about that forward fold we were doing at the beginning of class. And then we're going to start to slowly, holding onto the backs of our thighs, roll ourselves down all the way onto our backs. With your left, so both knees are bent. I always lose track of myself here. Okay, both knees are bent, feet are on the floor. You're going to lift your right knee up, and you're going to make those circles. Now see if as you make these circles, you can keep both hips on the ground. You can straighten your left leg out some if that feels better for you. And then switch in the other direction. Is it easier now that your whole entire backside of your body is supporting you? There's no more balance involved. And then place the right foot on the mat. Slide the left foot up to meet it. Draw the left knee into your chest and start to make circles in one direction. You can extend the right leg away from you if that is more comfortable. Your arms can rest wherever is good for you, and then switch directions. Nice. One more. Place your left foot on the mat, slide your right foot up to meet it. You're gonna cross your right leg over your left and then draw both knees in towards your chest. Maybe you can reach for your shins or your ankles or the outer edges of your feet. Flexing your feet, draw everything in a little bit closer. You should be stretching your hips. Maybe you rock side to side here. Drawing your feet closer to your head. It's going to get deeper into your hips. When you're ready, release your feet, flex your feet, push them up to the ceiling, both legs up. Bend and straighten your knees. And then cross the left leg over the right, bend your legs. Reach for shins, ankles, outer edges of your feet, and draw them into your chest. And breathe here. And then release your feet, extend both feet up to the ceiling. You can shake them out. And take this moment to do anything else that you might want to do. Maybe you feel like you need some Baddha Konasana, a plow, a happy baby. Whatever it is that feels good for you, go ahead and explore that for a couple breaths here. And then when you're done, slowly start to extend your legs one at a time away from your core, from your center. Extend your arms one at a time away from you. Take a big inhale in, and then exhale everything out as you settle onto your back. Oops, wrong one. Take another big, long, slow inhale. And exhale everything out. If you're here in the room with me, I'm going to come around with some lavender oil. If you are not interested in that, go ahead and put your hand on your stomach so that I'll know to respect your space. Everyone else, start to think about that wave of breath that starts at your feet and rolls up through your body. Slowly through your legs and your hips and your chest, all the way up. And then it rolls back down over your head, all the way back down. Let your mind rest. Let your breaths elongate. Start to deepen your breath, lengthening your inhales, lengthening your exhales. Gently roll your fingers in your hands, wiggle your toes, open and close your jaw. Let your head gently rock side to side. Slowly start to bring movement back to your body. There's no rush. And then when you're ready, reach your arms up overhead, coming into a big stretch. And from there, roll on to one side, either side. Take a few breaths there. And then gently press yourself up into a seated position. Or if you're at home, you can stay wherever you want. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead for your palms to touch. And then exhale your hands down to your heart center so that your thumbs press into your sternum. You're making that connection. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, let your chin bow forward. Maybe you close your eyes. Thank yourself for taking care of you, taking this time to make this practice part of your day, part of your week. And I thank you all for showing up and supporting me. Thank you very much. Namaste.